Amy Frengley is a partner at Brandsmiths, which is a consultancy which advises companies on what to do with their brands. Amy, not the greatest feedback there, was it? Is Smith still a good brand?
I think it is, and I think it has a really useful proposition to make. I think obviously it's got fantastically convenient locations. I think it's obviously probably storming in travel hubs. That's where it's kind of really comes into its own. I think what it needs to do is really look at how it can. You heard people there talking about the fact that the stationery was iffy, the staff was offhand. I think what they can really do is distinguish themselves by kind of updating and modernising and innovating across the core line and give people greater choice that they're looking for to satisfy those immediate needs.
The core line, but what is the core line? Because when you look at Smiths, it sometimes seems like it's got an identity crisis. You don't exactly know whether it's a bookshop or a stationer or what. Now, once upon a time, that was a virtue, but these days everyone's supposed to be focused, aren't they?
Well, I think that's what's different or could potentially be different about WHSmith. I think it's the fact that you know exactly what you're getting when you go in there. You can grab your snack, you can grab a water bottle, you can grab a newspaper, and you can grab a card for your aunt's birthday. I think what they've got there is they've got something there they need to package up and create a much more emotional story around to give people a really strong reason to visit.
Emotional story is an interesting phrase to use in the context of Smiths and comparing them with Woolworths, because people got quite emotional there. It's one of these institutions in their lives, and Smiths was in trouble like Woolworths was. Kate Swan's turned it around to some extent. But what she's done is focused on the most profitable bits. Now, isn't there a risk there that if you're trying to focus on your profitable stuff, you lose your reputation for price?
I think that what they need to do is jettison everything across their core line that isn't actually in support of the idea, which I think is their real heartland, which is your everyday news agent, or your everyday stationer. So make online just a secondary channel and just focus on the high street and innovate across those core lines that you've got there. Give people the choice across the newspapers, across the cards. Give them some trendy options, and they'll stay and they'll come back.
Okay, thanks a lot. That's Amy Frengley there, who's a partner at the consultancy Brandsmith.